Hey everybody, Richard here with EduData Consulting. As I work in a Google Workspace environment daily, one of the things I always ask is, what could we be doing with AI that we already have access to, as opposed to looking for a product to do something for us? In other words, what can we build with the tools that we already have and are paying for to fill a void in our organization? And one of the ways I wanted to demonstrate this was through the area of hiring and HR. So essentially, if you've posted a position and you're expecting a lot of candidates, because maybe you're a school that's in a high sort of destination area and you're going to receive a lot of applicants, that means somebody needs to screen all of those cover letters, resumes, and pass them along to the hiring team. So this is where something like a Gemini screening assistant can help you with this process, at least help you narrow down who's actually worth taking a second look at, especially if you have very specific criteria that you're looking for in a candidate for a position. So what I've developed here is a web app, simply all made with Google Apps Script, and there's an HTML submission form. So on the surface, this looks very simplistic, but what it does behind the scenes is it sends not only the job description that the candidate is applying for, but their cover letter and their resume, and then a specific prompt to Gemini to assign a rating to this candidate, and then write that data to a spreadsheet as a starting point. So this will help identify candidates right away who kind of meet that first barrier in terms of need, and it'll sort of whittle out the ones who probably don't need a second look in terms of the application. So here's how it works. So I've created a fake resume for this candidate, Jordan Miller. He's applying to be a senior full stack software engineer at Acme Innovations. He's written his cover letter, and he's included his resume for this position. Very underqualified, just as a way of showing how Gemini can perceive, what an unqualified candidate looks like when doing a screening. So I'm going to go ahead and apply for this position using, though, a different email address, because this obviously is a fake one. I'm going to use an email address that I have access to. So we're going to go into the portal, and we're going to apply for this job. Let's do and I'll just make up, well, I guess I had a phone number here. I could just copy and paste this one over. And we're applying for the software engineer. Notice that it hyperlinks the job description as well. Okay, I'm ready to take the next steps in my career. I believe I'm a great fit for your organization. So now in a K-12 setting, this would be sort of, the candidate would have an opportunity to describe what sets them apart directly as sort of a summary of what they've already included in their resume and cover letter. So I'm going to go ahead and include this is a PDF of that resume and cover letter I just showed you, and I'm going to go ahead and upload that. And now I'm going to submit my application. So what this will do is upload the resume and cover letter to a shared Google Drive that because the script is executing as me, it has access to deposit the file into that folder, while at the same time, it's actually already also evaluating the candidate for that position. So if we just quickly open a new incognito window and just go to Gmail, I think I used this account. Right. So we notice we'll get an automatic email saying that my application was received. So it's already cutting down on that, creating that communication with the candidate back and forth, and that we're going to do some research and we'll get back to this candidate if we feel they are appropriate. So we know that part is okay. And now if I actually go to my Google Sheet, I can see that submitting that form, I collect the information about the candidate, their phone number, their title, and very clearly it is saying, do not consider the candidate fails to meet any of the required technical qualification or experience for a senior full stack software engineer role, their background exclusively in retail management, and yada, yada, yada. So as you can see, it's reading that resume and cover letter and assigning a rating 1 to 10, giving this applicant a 10 or a 1. And you can see I had done this earlier, and it had assigned this potential candidate a 6. So we're already building a starting point from which to begin making phone calls and sending emails without having to, waste time on candidates who do not meet our needs. And again, what's interesting about this strategy is that you are in complete control of how you want to craft the prompt to analyze and review your candidate. You can kind of give it the specific criteria that you want it to look for in the materials that have been submitted. So I hope you like this idea of using your own AI to help tackle this difficult, time-consuming task of screening job applicants for open positions in your organization. Thanks for watching. Bye.